Hari Om. Gently close your eyes. Your fingers interlaced and placed in front. Your back, neck and head erect. Your breathing is normal. You are seated in a most comfortable seating position. Make sure you don't lean forward or backwards. The center of gravity falling at the center of the base. All parts of your body are relaxed. Make sure there are no stiffness in the joints. Next, attend to your mind. If any thoughts come in, gently dismiss them. We will chant the mantra Om followed by the invocatory prayer. Sahana vavatu, sahanau bhunaktu, sahaviryam karavavahai, tejasvinavaditamastu mavit vishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti. We will chant 10 shlokas from the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4, verses 11 to 20, please. Chapter 4, verses 11 to 20. Ye yatha mam prapadyante tamstathaiva bhajamyaham mama vartmanuvartante manushya partha sarvashaha kankshantah karmanam siddhim yajanta iha devataha Kshipram hi manushe loke siddhir bhavati karmaja chaturvarnyam maya shrishtam gunakarma vibhagashaha tasya kartaramapi mam Vidyakartaramauvyayam Namam karmani limpanti Name karma phale spruha iti mam yobhijanati karmabhirna sabadhyate evam nyatva kritam karma purvairapi mumukshubhihi kuru karmaiva tasmatvam purvaih purvataram kritam kim karma kimakarmeti kavayopyatra mohitaha tatte karma pravakshyami yajñatva mokshase shubhat karmano hyapi bodhavyam cha vikarmanaha akarmanascha bodhavyam gahana karmano gatihi karmanya karmaya pashyet akarmani cha karmayaha sabuddhiman manushyeshu sayuktah kritsna karma krit yasya sarve samarambhaha kama sankalpa varjitaha jnanagnidagdha karmanam tamahu panditam buddhaha tyaktva karma pala sangam nityatripto nirashrayaha karmanya vipravrittopi naiva kinchit karoti saha. We were discussing about cleanliness. Atman is ever pure. The pure consciousness is there are no impurities in pure consciousness. It is like the bulb with whatever wattage it has, covered by dirt outside. So when you remove the dirt, when you remove the dirt which is covering the bulb outside, then whatever power that is there inside is revealed outside. Similarly, Atman, which is pure, is covered by mala, vasanas, dirt outside in the form of desires, attachments, etc. Spiritual practice is to remove the dirt covering, the vasanas. So Swami Parthasarathi, my guru, used to give a mathematical equation. Human being minus vasanas is equal to Godhood. So human being is equal to, if you take the vasanas to the other side of the equation, the equal to symbol, then human being is equal to God plus vasanas. That's why Emerson puts it jokingly, we are all God playing fool. So, where do we start? We don't know that we are Atman. We are that that purity, that ultimate purity. Since we are living in this world, our thoughts are of different proportions. One person is full of, vasanas, meaning replete with vasanas. Others and these are the persons, those who are filled with vasanas, completely covering the Atman. We call them an extroverted person, a gross person. Those who have reduced their vasanas, then the dirt covering, the enveloping the Atman is less, then we call them as introverted person. So introversion here does not mean the person is silent, quiet. A person is in solitude, always keep to oneself. That need not be the only definition of introversion. And those who have completely cleansed of all their vasanas, then they have attained that purity, the supreme reality, Atman. They are the realized souls. So, those who are extremely gross, replete with vasanas, desires, they are also living in this world, trying to fulfill more and more of their desires. And those who are in the later part of their journey, that is, here we are calling them as those with less desires, fewer desires. They are also living in this world. They are active, productive in their field of activity, but their inner personality is not focused in the outside world. The inner personality is pegged on Atman, the self. In that way, we are terming here as introverted person. And those who have attained the self, they are also living in this world, rendering their actions, their quality actions. In what way? So if you say that extroverted persons, those who are gross, living in this world, extremely selfish, self-centered, then those persons who have attained their self, or short of realization, those who are, with fewer desires, their actions are, at the physical, emotional, intellectual level will be like this. At the physical level, they are dynamic, productive, active. At the mind level, they are able to feel that oneness with people around, because they have identified with the oneness within the supreme reality. It is the same supreme reality which is there in every being outside, be it object or being. Therefore, they are able to identify with that oneness outside, obviously within themselves also. There is no selfishness, there is no jealousy, there is no greed. And at the intellectual level, the clarity in thinking is there. What is the field of activity that I should engage myself in? What is my swadharma? What is my paradharma? Swadharma here is my field of liking. Paradharma is my alien field. What is freedom and what is bondage? What is right? What is wrong? So that clarity is there. And this is what, we mean here, that introverted person is able to function in this world with utmost clarity. What have they done? All that they have done is they have been continuously cleansing their inner personality. This cleansing of inner personality is what is termed as the spiritual sadhana. It is not sporadic, it is continuous, that consistently maintaining that, steadfastly maintaining that process of cleansing themselves. In simple terms, we take bath in the morning, the external body is cleaned, and during the day when we are performing various activities, bacteria, germs get accumulated in the body and there is foul smell. When I say foul smell, it need not be dead matter, not that kind of smell here. Again we, the dirt is accumulated, that's what I mean here. And again in the evening we take a bath again to cleanse our external body. But what is the cleansing process with reference to the inner personality? The dirt that accumulates in the inner personality is selfishness. The dirt that accumulates in the inner personality is greed. The dirt that accumulates in the inner personality is, being callous, indifferent, anger, jealousy, arrogance, ego, superiority complex, etc. So that's what we have been discussing. Mind is the seat of likes and dislikes, feelings, emotions, desires. And then what we would like to discuss today is the two motivating factors, Kanchana and Kamini, the Sanskrit terms. Kanchana and Kamini, these two terms are introduced in Adi Shankara's text, the introductory text, the Bhajagovindam. There, Shankara puts it that a person has a desire to thirst, trishna, thirst for acquiring things, accumulating things, hoarding things. And what has been accumulated, Kanchana here, acquisition, a person wants to enjoy it. Kamini. Kamini means woman. In literal term, that's why you will find many women having this name, Kamini. It's derived from Kama. So what is it that the person wants to acquire? A person wants to acquire name, fame, power, position, status, wealth, family. Right from childhood, if you observe, if you analyze, right from childhood, the mind has the tendency to acquire things. Not only things, even when I say acquisition here, a person wants to, be in that company of a human being. That's why a person says, I'm interested in you, I want to marry you. And that person treats that human being like how a person treats an object. So Shankara uses the word thirst. Like a person is thirsty, to quench that thirst we drink water, and that thirst for some time is quenched. Again after a couple of hours, again that thirst is there. Can we quench this thirst for drinking water with the knowledge, with wealth? How the thirst is there for drinking water, a human being can have thirst for anything. For objects and beings. So, if you see a person is interested in knowledge, thirst for knowledge, a person gets enrolled in many programs with different universities. All that person is interested is to add the degree, the qualification, and the person is very much interested only in having that qualification printed after his or her name. That person is not interested in knowledge. That person is interested in printing that qualification in the visiting card, in their business card, after their name. So when you keep on gaining knowledge, there is no end to it. It is like horizon. There is no end to it. It goes on. It is just that curiosity, that thirst. Same way with power. There is no end to acquiring power, name, fame, wealth. It goes on. That person mentally is fatigued, and this lifetime is over. That understanding, that realization that enough is not there. That's why you will find that person with insatiable desire. You will come across people committing heinous crime, people committing murders, people raping anybody. That insatiable urge. Do you think they don't know that they will be put behind bars? Out of ignorance they are doing that. The moment the person comes to know that yes, what I am doing is wrong, then that realization is born. It is like a child putting a finger inside the small plug hole, where the plug point is there. The child doesn't know that she or he will get electrocuted. Knowledge is not there. Therefore, ignorantly the child is putting the finger inside that hole. What we have acquired, we want to enjoy it. Kamini. There, Shankara beautifully puts it. Why is it that a human being falls a prey by seeing the navel of a woman? Naristanabara nabi desham drishtva maha moha vesham, he says. Moha, delusion. Nari, he means woman here. How can you tell that person who is so, is completely caught up for that sensual pleasure? A person can go to any extent possible. For acquiring that material wealth, that person can go to any extent possible. So how is it that you go and educate the other person? Impossible. Therefore, what we are trying to convey here is, Swamiji beautifully puts it in Fall of Human Intellect, that a person is sitting in the open there, beautiful moonlight is there, a person is able to read a novel because that much light is there coming from moon. One person says that light is coming from moon. Other person says there is no light from moon. Who is correct? One person argues, are you stupid? See, can you not see light coming from moon? Yes, I can see light coming from moon. Don't we say, by describing our spouse, your face is glowing like moon. Does it mean every 15 days it will fade away? obviously you see light coming from moon. But in reality, there is no light from moon. It is the reflected light. When do we know that? Only when we go near, then we understand. Those who have landed on moon, they have said there is no light here. It is a reflected light. Same way, friends, when we are far away from that knowledge, though educated from many universities, we think that enjoyment is there in that object or being. But when we go closer, when I am saying when we go closer, when we gain true knowledge, upon gaining true knowledge, we come to an understanding that there is no happiness, enjoyment in that object or being. Swami Chinmayananda used to give this example. I have heard from my guru also, Swami Parthasarathy, that a person picks up a cigarette and smokes. The person is thinking that there is enjoyment in smoking. One person derives pleasure from smoking. A person is able to ring, is able to give out rings in the form of Olympic ring. Another person detests smoking. One person finds great displeasure in the company of that woman. So he is desperately waiting to divorce that lady. Another person is desperately waiting to marry the same lady. Object being the same, one person finds pleasure, another person finds displeasure. Being is the same here. One person finds displeasure, other person finds pleasure. So this proves that enjoyment is not in that object or being, the way how we relate with it or with them. So the moment we come to know of acquisition and enjoyment, then we overdo it. We want to acquire. We think that enjoyment is there only in that object, only in that being. Then we go closer to it. Then later on we realize there is no enjoyment in this. And even that enjoyment, whether it is materiality or sensuality, the enjoyment, the concept of enjoyment, a definition of enjoyment is indulgence. Where we indulge, that cheer, that joy is lost. That enjoyment is lost. So all that great masters are saying is there is no taboo for acquisition and enjoyment. All that we have to do is, regulate it, control it. So this is what we talk about, cleansing of the inner personality with reference to the two motivating factors. All our actions are performed with the aim of acquiring something and enjoying something. Instead, how to bring in this concept of cleanliness here? That concept has to be understood clearly, that it is not just mere acquisition and enjoyment. It is for what purpose you are acquiring and enjoying it. The moment you understand for what purpose, then it is not just for that acquisition or enjoyment's sake. Immediately, knowledge comes in, and therefore, though we are acquiring and enjoying, we oblate it for the higher purpose. And that's how we slowly cleanse that thought. And as we clean that thought of that materiality and sensuality, though you are amidst that object or being, or with or without that being, that enjoyment will be always there. The next factor will be attachment. Attach, you lose. Detach, you gain. Courtesy Swami Ramatirtha. We will discuss this in the next topic. Hari Om.